Alright guys, welcome back to Above Ground World News. We made it to another 16-day forecast. Happy Father's Day. And we're going to jump right in. We got so much stuff to cover, especially with the forecast models. We'll be jumping into them. Before we do though, we got to hit a couple articles, just like always. Anyway, here we go. Massive electrical blackout hit Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay. And we're not talking about thousands, we're talking about millions. We had the big internet blackout, just like last week or whenever that was. Now they're starting to trickle the power back on, but tens of millions without power. Now this could be a crucial point in time for these people out here. So the grid collapsed about 7 o'clock a.m. local time, leaving the entire country without power. The outage also cut electricity to swaths of neighboring Uruguay and Paraguay. Energy distributors in Argentina, those populations totaled nearly 55 million, said power was being restored to major cities, including Beneo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce them. So what in the world is going on down here? So they're calling these massive blackouts unprecedented and promised a thorough investigation. Now Sony has too much power in their hands that they can knock the power out to that many people that quick. This is just a huge red flag right here. So the agency said in a statement it has begun investigating the causes of the outage, but had not provided any details. So they've returned service to about 450,000 people out of 10 million. So yeah, this is going to, if they don't get this stuff on, this is going to lead to some major chaos down there. We've seen on the Super Bowl halftime show where they show the East Coast blacking out. You've got the Economist magazine showing nothing but a blackout, and then you get stuff like this going on. Makes you wonder what the hell is coming. Have a plan. So while that's going on out here in Kuwait, this is just crazy, man. Saudi Arabia record highest temperature on Earth. The heat wave is expected to continue well into the summer season. So a man died in Kuwait yesterday as the country reels from a heat wave. The man who died because of the heat stroke was found with his tools next to his body. But man, they're talking about they hit 43 degrees in Abu Dhabi, which is about 132.8 Fahrenheit. And they're saying, the meteorologists down here are saying they could reach 154.4 degrees. They're calling for, what was it, like 68 Celsius. Where was that? I know I read it on here. Somewhere in here that it was something like that. Yeah, 40. Let's see here. Where was that? Anyway, yeah, it was way up there, man. So they got complete heat wave going on up here. But they also have weather programs going on up here. They have it raining in the desert. They had it snow in Iran for the first time ever just a month ago. We know the company that was running it. Also, it's going to be a train wreck. Farmers say corn crops far worse than the USDA estimates. Well, everybody with eyes can see that nothing's getting planted. So this is going to be worse than a train wreck. And the mainstream hardly says anything about this stuff, man. It's coming though. So while this is going on, we found somebody sent this to me, another Australian rain technology company, the Atlant Technology. So at any time, the atmosphere contains about 10 times more fresh water than all combined freshwater rivers on Earth. So this is just another company that's using high voltage current through a horizontal wing wrapped at 6-micron stainless steel antennas. It's kind of like a cloud ionization program. You wonder why it's raining so much? It's because of technologies like these. They're not the only ones. We have tons of them. We have this weather generator. These guys are operated out of the Middle East. They turned their weather generators off on May 13th and let another company come in and use their ionospheric program. These guys right here, the Climate Cron. They're happy when they see floods like this. This is what they want. They want to turn the desert green. That's the stuff they follow. If you even look right here on the main, if you go to their main page, if I can get it to load, it says right here, they all praise the Allah, and they say the hour will not begin until the land of the Arabs once again becomes meadows and rivers. They're going to flood the desert. They're going to turn it green. So everybody who don't think they're running these programs are running them everywhere. Oh man, I think I just shut my a tab down here. You also had the Miles Research. They're also out of Australia. It's a completely different company. They did a 20-day rainfall project down here and just flooded the whole place out. This was back in September and October of 2018. He also put the fires out in Australia. And the crazy thing is when we point out the ship tracks on the worldview map, we know that's bunker fuel. He knows it's bunker fuel. He called them out when they were down here in off the coast of Australia. And he wants, he says, any meteorologist, please explain this hopscotch pattern approaching Western Victoria. It's because they were dropping the bunker fuel. They were cloud seeding. So these technologies are all over the place. You can also get tornado mitigation. Lightning control. Steering the hurricanes. It's all being manipulated. Ever since man has diverted the rivers on the ground, and now they divert the rivers in the sky. So let's go ahead and let's see, what else did I have here. I think I don't want to go over that. We'll wait on that stuff. I think we'll just go ahead and jump right into the 16-day forecast. In fact, let's go ahead, before we do that, make sure there's no tornado warnings. Oh, I know which one I closed now. Oh, here, I can check it right here. Alright, we have a Pac-Man radar, so no tornadoes for a while, but they did have one in around Kentucky. So this was around 6:36 p.m. Alright, so it's been a while. We don't need to go over that one. Hopefully, yeah, check out this radar. It looks like a Pac-Man. And we'll get into this here in a little bit. Just more electromagnetics. Let's jump into the forecast. Let me get this on the right model here. Well, here, we can go ahead and look at this. This will be the targets for the next 16 days on the rain. We're looking at heavy rains for Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Iowa, Florida. You're going to be getting in some pretty good amounts of moisture here. Anyway, we'll jump into the forecast. Much love everybody out there at Super Chat and all that stuff. I haven't had a chance to look. Alright, hopefully we can get this to load. I did have it loaded, but it kind of messed up here, so we'll try it again. Alright, so we're going to go up 6 hours at a time. We're starting right now. We're going to pop this baby up. We see where the heavy rain is. They're going to flood Texas. Look at it, almost up to 10 inches of rain in just this one storm in 6 hours. Then by Monday, here in about 18 hours, it's going to die down a little bit. Still heavy rain for pretty much all the southern states, Florida, all the way up through the Ohio Valley, on over into Pennsylvania, Louisiana. We're looking at heavy rains on Tuesday. And then it'll go right into Mississippi. Boy, that really jumps a lot there. Severe storms over in Colorado for Tuesday. Tuesday, June 18th. We're going to go ahead and go up to Wednesday. So here's Wednesday, June 19th. Heavy storms, possible tornadoes up there in Nebraska, Iowa. More heavy rains for the Carolinas, West Virginia, all through here, Florida, all the way up into the east, northeast. You notice these storms just keep popping up in the very same place. That's because they're steering the rivers of the sky. They have been since the Paradise Fires, actually well before that, since about 2012, that we have documented. And here's another severe weather outbreak day, Wednesday, June 19th, coming up. Omaha, Iowa, Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, the same spots. So it looks like Iowa's a target for the severe weather here over the next few days. Look at that, just sit there. Still into Wednesday. And then going into Thursday, it's going to slowly go across Illinois. It looks like it might pick up a little bit. Southern Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, flooding rains all the way through the Ohio Valley again. Now everybody in the action right here. North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way back, right back up to the same place. See, they're steering these atmospheric rivers. You got really low pressure, going to be a wind event. You can see the winds are going to tighten up here. And we're going, this is into Thursday, June 20th. And then here we go into Friday. Then the Northeast is going to get hammered with low pressure winds, rain for hours upon hours. It's not going to stop for quite a while. Then we go back into next Friday, June 21st, Missouri. You know, just pretty soon this is going to just fill in. It's a pattern. They're running the same patterns. We'll take a look at the temperature models too once we get through this. So Saturday, June 22nd, more rain right for the heart of America. We got a lot of funky stuff going on all the way from Nevada all the way through Colorado. Severe storms, Nebraska. These storms aren't running normal patterns. We got snow coming in on June 22nd. That's right, snow. And it looks like pretty good snow too. Up to 4-6 inches. Severe storms back through the Ohio Valley again. Going into June 23rd. This is Sunday. Still snowing. Severe. This will be a severe weather outbreak there in Nebraska. Going up into South Dakota. This is going to be probably a tornado event here on Sunday, June 23rd. Hey, what's that, Jim? Yeah, I tried to go to Climate Viewer earlier and it wouldn't load. Are you updating? And check out this. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big event. Super low pressure, 993. Another wind event. We can see the isobars are real tight. We could have tornadoes all the way up into Canada here on Sunday, June 23rd. North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota is coming right at you. Well, it might skip, might hit parts of Minnesota, but then that pressure drops all the way down to 984. So definitely going to be some tornado action up in Canada here on Sunday, June 23rd. Look at that thing just spinning around up there. It even drops lower. These are going to be like a hurricane force storm right here. 979, super high winds. Need to mark this one down on the calendar. That's going to be wicked. More severe weather down in Florida here on Monday, June 24th. In Illinois. Through Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma, same spots. Look at this. It really develops on Monday, June 24th. And this is the weather plan, man. This isn't going to change. It's going to hit. It could hit a few hours before, a few hours later, but it's going to hit. Look at that pressure. It's still there. The winds are just, this is like a land cyclone up here. And it's not moving. It's stuck there. And hopefully that moves off, because this is just going to be more flooding rains here on Monday, June 24th. We could be looking at up to 10 inches of rain just in 6 hours. We'll see where it goes. It stays right there. Pressure is not moving. Something's got to kick that thing out. Super heavy rains for Monday. Still on June 24th. We're going into Tuesday here. So yeah, the system, man, all of a sudden it's going to jump into Tuesday. It's going to cover a lot of ground. Something's going to kick that thing off. Rains for Florida, West Virginia. We're still on Tuesday, June 25th. Some more severe weather maybe right there off the coast of North Carolina. And then Iowa, or Illinois, man, they're the target. It seems like they're going to be a target for severe weather. So that's on June 26th, Wednesday. It looks like a cyclone, a mini cyclone of a high pressure. You know, high pressure used to mean clear, blue, puffy, white clouds, but not no more. Things have changed. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of a break on June 27th. And that could be a little fire up there for Wisconsin on Thursday, June 27th. So then we're all going to get a little bit of a break here on Friday, June 28th. Except for up here in the north right there, Wisconsin, Minnesota. More heavy rains. So it looks like the end of the month will die down just a little bit. It's going to be more of a northern pattern. You know, once this thing starts shifting, then we'll start looking at the hurricanes and tropical development. But I don't know, the mimic map, man, they got something going on with the atmospheric river. It's not flowing right. Here we are on Sunday, June 30th. The whole upper northeast, same place that's getting rain right now, you're going to be getting it. Florida, you're going to be getting it. Then they're going to spray for mosquitoes. It's all coming. Here we are still on June 30th. Got a pretty good little rain system there for Oregon and Washington on the 30th. Getting into July, so there's going to be some severe weather breakouts right over Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Florida, parts of Louisiana on July 1st. Wonder if we can get up to July 4th. We'll see what the forecast is. Ooh, severe weather there for Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan on July 1st. So that's coming through. Yeah, look at that. Canada's going to be getting some severe weather, like more than normal. Here we are into July 2nd. Severe weather for the Northeast on July 2nd. As far as we can go. We can't get up to July 4th. It looks like it could be pretty nice. We'll watch that pressure. We'll check that like Tuesday, and we should be able to get out. Now we need to look at the Canadian model real quick. We're just going to buzz through this one. It's hitting the full 16 days. But what we do is we go through the GFS model, we check the Canadian model, and then we kind of go in between, and then we add in the weather engineering programs along the way. It'll stick to this plan. We could actually forecast the rain by the aerosols that are being deployed, by the bunker fuel that's being deployed. We really don't even need a radar map. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of, whoops, I hit the wrong, I'm just going to buzz through this Canadian model. We see something pretty crazy here. I'll stop it and write down all your crucial dates for your area. Yeah, this thing's gonna kind of run slow, it looks like. Wow, normally this thing goes pretty quick. Hopefully they're not updating it right in the middle of the 16-day forecast. Here, I'll just click play. Alright, we'll let that load. Now, here on Truman Lake, it's actually going down, but it's actually flooding down below the second dam. I wanted to look at the couple dams here. I want to look at the Orville Dam. I couldn't get the Orville site to load, so I haven't checked it in quite a while, so I wanted to see where it was going. So right now it's at 894.77, so it's minus 5.23 feet. And then the Ozarks is at 659.39. 660 is full, so it's only barely over a half a foot from going over. Let me check Truman here. Now it's dropped about a foot. 759, it's not going to show me. I got to click on it. Yeah, I tried to look at the live cameras for Orville Dam. It was down. Yeah, everything's running slow. Hopefully the stream is running okay out there. I never know, man. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. It's hard for me to look over and check stuff here. Wow, it's just not wanting to load, man. What the heck? I didn't leave that running. Okay, that's running. Still isn't loaded. Alright, well that's not going to load. Alright, well I'll check that tomorrow. Get back over here. Alright, I'm just going to let this kind of buzz through. I'm going to kind of look at the dates. So yeah, same storms pretty much. It's not going to get me up to that one storm I really wanted to look at that was parked up over Canada. Yeah, this is showing some pretty severe weathers too. Let me get back over to the GFS. Let's go ahead and check some temperatures and see what we're looking at. Let's try to find out when the heat waves are coming, when the cold's coming. Nice crowd out there tonight. Much love out there. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Trying to find where I want to go. There's the vortices. Guess we got to go around 850. We'll see what this looks like. Yeah, I can't really look over. I can only glance over at chat. Yeah, I never did. I couldn't get the climate viewer to load. That was weird. I was wanting to get over to a couple articles. Could be my computer. It's freaked out anyway. All right. I guess I'll just use the 850. That's about 4,000 foot up, but this will give us a good idea of the temperature swings and. Alright, while we're waiting on that to load, let me play this. We got this load. Look at these storms, man. These are not normal storm patterns. They're like emanating out from a certain point, and it's not a low pressure. It's not even a pushing. Hey, thanks for running along. Much love out there. Yeah, these storms are just not making a whole lot of sense. They're like breaking off. They're going different directions. There is no flow pattern. They're firing up from the same spots every day. Look at them tropicals. The tropics should be curving up a little bit, and they're not. We got tons of aerosols being deployed, bunker fuel being deployed, electromagnetic radio frequencies buzzing out everywhere. Alright, I got that documented pretty good. Let me put this on something we can look at here. Alright, here we go. So here we are looking at the temperature anomalies. This is about 850 HPAs. That's probably around 4,000 foot up, but this will just kind of give us a good idea. Let me go ahead and play this. And the cold, the blues are the colds, blues and purples, the reds are the hot. Look how hot it is up in Canada there. It'll clear up once it loads up here. I guess we'll wait and let that finish loading. Guess I could look over here at chat for a minute. Welcome in, everybody. Much love out there. Everybody out there watching on D Live over on Facebook, wherever you're at watching this Twitch. Much love. I can't monitor all of them, but much love out there. Man, this thing is just sucking as far as loading. So we'll just take this up. So the air is actually pretty cold up around 4,000 foot. Oh, this is like a couple days ago. Okay, hold on. Let me get this on now. We're like minus 48 hours. All right, here we are right now. Look at the heat up over British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. They're trying to melt the snow. It's hotter in Alaska than it is in southern Texas. that don't even make sense right there. You have the fabricated resilient ridge over there. Look at that. So we have super hot. I mean, we're talking up in the pinks here. So that's pretty crazy anomalies right there up in the northwest. Got some pretty cool temperatures coming in for Colorado on the 19th. Yeah, that's some pretty cool getting way down into Kentucky there. Look at that, down into South Carolina. So we'll see how they, if they affect us. Now that doesn't look good there, or whatever that is. That's got to be some wicked storm that's going to pop off right in the middle of the heat. You got like really cold air up here. Then you almost had, you had the opposite scenario right there in California. That's definitely an anomaly. All right, just wanted to kind of look at that. Another anomaly right there. That's a tornado day right there. That's on June 25th. In fact, while I got it here, let me check something here. June 25th. I didn't write down the dates. I should have. Yeah, it's not showing a whole lot right here, but I'm telling you right now, that's going to be, something is going to pop off out of that if that temperature anomaly is right. It might be another one of them little freak rain bombs down there. Softball size hell. All right, one more thing. I think we already checked this, but we'll check it one more time, and we'll jump into some other maps. All right, so here's our rainfall amounts. We can take this all the way up to 16 days, but we can see here, we can go just play it here. It'll play kind of slow, and this is every day. I got it going a little fast, so let me slow it down just a little bit. All right, so here's our rain loop. You can see where the targets will be, where the heavy rains are going to be. And what you're noticing is we're getting 20% more rain every storm than normal. At least 20% more than normal. And when you go look at all these electromagnetic technologies, the ionospheric heating technologies, the ionization technologies, they all offer 20% more rain. Sometimes higher. And that's what we're seeing all across the globe, man. There's a weather war going on everywhere. It's a battle for the resource up in the sky. It's a battle for the water. The first company that can own the water up there, everybody's in trouble because they're going to be holding it hostage. I mean, if the next war, it's probably not going to be these missiles hitting Iran. It's going to be a weather war. It's already going on. I mean, we see it by the day. So let me go ahead and just take this all the way up. You can see where all the moisture is going to be here over the next 16 days. Target zones. Illinois, we've seen that with the severe weather. So Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, you're getting in a little bit of that. So heads up to you guys there. Looks like you guys are in the crosshairs. Florida, you're going to be having some pretty heavy rain. The Northeast, heavy rain. Through the Dakotas. Look, California, not a whole lot except for up in the mountains around Paradise. So one thing I want to check before we go here, let me put this on the regions. And we need to see if anything major is going to pop up in the tropical area. And let me see if I can get the whole northern hemisphere. Yeah, here we go. All right, look at these low pressures. How'd I get it on this? Anyway, here I can get it off this. It's kind of big though. Let me go ahead and play that. Hopefully everybody, you got your window gardens going. Hopefully you got preps. You know, with all this technology coming in, all this 5G, all these millimeter, all the electromagnetic smog that's going around. And that's another term I just remembered. I heard, what was they calling that over there on the West Coast? They were calling it marine. What the hell was that? Marine. Man, I can't remember it now. But it was just code word for chem fog. Hey, no problem there at Kentucky roads. So definitely have your little window gardens going. Grow you, stock up on some rice, some beans, stuff that you can make pretty easy. Make sure you have water stored. Figure out how you're going to get water if you didn't have no power. If you couldn't go to somewhere, some store to buy water, where are you going to get the water? You know, if it's like an instant thing, like a Carrington event, you won't know it's coming. And you won't have time to fill bathtubs and pools and stuff up. So you got to plan now. It's better to plan for worst case scenario and nothing happened than not plan at all and worst case scenario hits. So we can't trust these people. It's, you know, it's a new world order, but we know what their main goal is, and that's what we're trying to fight back. So I'm not seeing any kind of freaky pressures down here that we need to worry about here just over the next little bit of time here. So that's all good. Let's go ahead and jump out of that. We're probably done with that. Let's go ahead and check the radars here. Been catching a lot of strange stuff here. We got, you know, the Pac-Man over here in Virginia, or where is that? What are we looking at there? See, right now you have the fair weather clouds. Trying to get the borders on here. Try clicking a few layers here. Anyway, I'm letting that run. Look, we have a flash coming from where there's no radar. I don't think there's a solar farm or wind farm. Yeah, we definitely have a flash. Look at that thing going full Pac-Man on us. Had tornado warnings in Oklahoma, down in Texas, up in Pennsylvania. So that is trying to spot that one. I guess I could have just clicked on the, oh, that's Virginia. Yeah, that's coming out of Virginia. I already had the, forgot I had this up. So that's a pretty freaky one. I haven't seen that one yet. So that's a new kind of flash right there. So yeah, we're going to start seeing tornadoes get farther and farther north. You know, that's looking pretty odd right there on the west coast. We're going to pull the mimic map up and check that. We got to check the earth null. A lot of solar farms, wind farms creating a lot of these anomalies on here, but the rest, you know, these next red stations aren't that powerful, but when you put them all together in a network, they could definitely do some things. And then once they get the upgrades to the omnidirectional, they're going to have even a little more power at their fingertips. Yeah, we get some funky stuff going on right where the ship tracks have been, the aerosols that have been deployed. So apparently the ships are out here blocking the moisture from getting into California. Maybe they're going to start a new drought. So here's that radar that was doing the Pac-Man. We'll call this the Pac-Man signature. And let me put this on a couple different things here and just see if we're picking up any of the purples. Oh, now I can see the super chat stuff. Hey, thanks out there, RJ, Super Dave, thanks, Jim Lee, thanks, Rhonda Long, thanks, Doug, J34, thanks. Believe me, I can't do this without you guys, man. You guys have seen, when you live off grid, you've seen the bills I pay for internet. It's ridiculous. That first upload I did with Jim Lee, we did I can't remember what we did it on, but it cost $30 to upload one HD video. I mean, that's robbery when you live out here and that's the only option they give you. They pretty much charge whatever they want. Alright, that's probably the only radar I'll get into tonight. I mean, other ones are turning off and on, and we know it's not the bugs. We've seen the explanations from the Birdman, the Salad Boy, the little sock puppet guy with the tight pants and the tennis shoes. We know where he's coming from. Oh wow, what happened? No, is that the one? Wow, that sucks. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and click this one more time. Yeah, severe. Just a bunch of flash flooding for Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Texas, Galveston, Denver. Everybody's still flooding. Alright, I think we're good on that. Let's go ahead and check the atmospheric river real quick. Whoa, what the heck was that? And look, our tropical storm is still out there. Vayu. It hit the land, it come back out, turned into a tropical storm. It may turn into a typhoon again. We'll just have to watch that. Now, the first thing I notice on this is the atmospheric river at the equator is not flowing like it normally does. I mean, this looks so different than, 6 months ago, a year ago. This looks like a little Hiroshima explosion here. This thing should be moving and curling around, and that's not what it's doing. This atmospheric river here is trying to go up like that's what it used to do, is go right up into the Aleutian Island chain, but they have it split in two. Now they were pulling this right in to Oregon and Northern California ever since the Paradise Fires. They were pushing this down and steering it right into the border of Oregon and North California, and they ran it there for a good 3 months. They're pulling the moisture up from the Gulf of Mexico. We've seen all the ship operations out here, the bunker fuel being deployed, and then the aerosols going over the Bajas and then out ahead of the storms. Then they're pulling the moisture up. They've already cloud seeded. You have the bunker fuel out here off the Pacific. You also had the bunker fuel down here off of Australia. And this atmospheric river is being pulled backwards up into New Zealand and then right up into the Australia. And that goes into the beginning of the show, that new Australian company that's steering the atmospheric rivers. All the countries are doing it. I mean, people can deny this is going on, but man, we have total documentation that it is. We have the companies admitting to it. They admit that they're putting out at least 20% more rain than normal, all the way up to like 200% normal. So the climate change is actually the climate control. They have their hands on the water spigots. They got it on the thermostat. There's no denying it anymore. It's all, we've documented it all. We know the cloud formations. They keep coming up with the different terms to try to hide what they're doing. Oh man, I seen a crazy video. I think it was the Boston Dynamics, and they I mean, just insane. They got robots that fight back now. They were blasting this robot with chairs and hockey sticks and knocking them over, and they were pissing the robot off, and it like come back and was going to blast him. Go look it up. Go look up the new technology of the robots that fight back. So look at all these yellow lines in here. These are weather warfare ships. They're out here creating bunker fuel. These are not fishing vessels or cruise liners. They're making a grid. They're running in pairs. And you can check this out. It's not cargo ships. It's not it's not fishing vessels. In fact, I can show you where the cargo ship lines are. We can just jump right over here to the Earth null. You can put this on the chem, and then you can put it on the sulfur. And when you zoom in here, you can see these long straight lines going from Hawaii over here to the west coast. You can see them going from the west coast up into the Aleutian Island chain, going from BC, you know, all over here, the Bering Strait. All these lines that you're seeing, these are the normal cargo ship tracks. And through all the research, all the great researchers out there, Jim's out there, he's one of them, one of the best. These ship tracks, these lines, when these ships are going through here, they're leaving extra sulfur dioxide, which has tons of heavy metal particles in there. And the storms, through research, have found that the storms can follow these shipping tracks, the ship lanes. It also, with all the extra heavy metals in these areas, you're getting more lightning, extra lightning. Then you add on all the cell phone towers, you add on the Nextrads, you add on the 5G. They're whapping down all these trees to implement the 5G. Instead of, you know, securing our infrastructure, they're only setting it up to fail. All it's going to take is one good solar flare, big solar wind, and grid will go down. No doubt about it. So definitely huge ship track operations still out here in the Pacific. And like I said, I showed you earlier, they were doing the ship tracks off Australia, and that's pretty damn rare. In fact, since this map isn't loaded too well, we're just going to jump right over into the what they call the cirrus layer. And I think the cirrus clouds is all completely man-made. I think it is the aircraft, the drones, the aircraft. I know the air, oh yeah, they called it the marine layer. They were calling a marine layer. That's code word for chem fog. Look down here. Watch when this here. Let me stop that. What I want you to look at is right here at the border of Mexico and Arizona, going through the Bajas here. Look how heavy these aerosols are. Complete man-made cloud. You can tell by the colors. You can tell there's extra particles in there. So that's a pretty big spraying operation. We'll just kind of zoom in on that a little bit so we can document this in a good visual. I don't know if that's going to get us there. We'll try it. So we'll check this out. Maybe I'll open the phone lines up for a couple calls here. So you got heavy aerosols all the way from Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, Utah. So everybody is in the action. So these real heavy aerosols. Wow, look at that. You have a triangle cloud there. Look at it, turns into almost a triangle. None of these are normal storms, man. They just keep getting stranger by the minute. There's the heavy aerosols right there. I mean, they're going all through here, but that's a standalone spraying operation right over the border. Is that where they're building the wall? Maybe they're trying to drug the workers. Look at that. That's some of the heaviest, thickest spraying. I want to get a little closer on there because I got to document this because it's proof. Yeah, we reported on that pig Ebola the other day. Oh, we got some of the orb sprays there. These are little orb sprays. I've caught them on film. Them aren't clouds. Look at that, man. It just, that's crazy. You can see one of the aerosols there, one of them there. Yeah, that thing is trucking along. And here comes our heavy aerosols. I mean, you can't miss that. Look at it right over here over the Bajas, heavy aerosols. I mean, this is beyond. Look at that. Heavy, they turned it off. Heavy, that's not being hid by the clouds because these are all fake. These are all synthetic. Look at that. I mean, they're turning that into a weather system. Look at that. I mean, they just went crazy right here. Huge X over Arizona. There's probably some on the ground photos of this madness out here. I mean, that's super thick. That's like a smoke curtain. So that completely blatant weather modification program right over the border into the Bajas. And if it was turned into day, we're going to see this turn into a weather system. You know, regardless of where you stand on the fence, if you want to call this water vapor, this is man-made water vapor. It's affecting the weather patterns. It's reflecting the sunlight out, so we're not getting the solar radiation in. It's trapping the heat in, what's in. So either way, it's affecting the weather. This is part of the, this is the climate change right here. This is it. Now I want to go ahead and check these ship tracks, see if they're coming in. I guess I could have done the full disk right there. Let's put this on the micro physics layer. And hit play. This one will take a little bit to load. Yep, ships can make the water vapor too, and then you got all the ground-based generating systems. I mean, it's, you got all the cloud ionizers all over the place. You got all the VLF transmitters. You got the super low frequency transmitters, the extra low. You got the ionospheric heaters. I'm actually kind of zoomed out too far here. That's going to be too hard to see. Look at them right there. That's a mass. This one picture right here, let me stop that. Here's the heavy aerosols we just looked at in the blue lines. And then here's the white lines. These are the bunker fuel being deployed. There's actually some up here too, once this loads a little more. Oh my gosh, man. That's a mega shipping operation. So you got shipping operations almost all the way from the tip of the Bajas all the way up the Bajas, all the way up, all the way up right to Northern California. So this, and they're even out here, you got some stragglers out here. So that's a mass bunker fuel operation. Let's click play. Look at them, it's all drifting south. I mean, that's tons of ships. That's like a Pandora fog experiment down there. If you don't know what Pandora fog experiment, it's the carbon fiber clouds. I think I might have that clip.
The Navy Warfare Development Command tested a new anti-ship missile defense system June 21st through 25th. Pandora fog consists of shipboard radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target.
All right, there we go. We got so many things like that. Anybody, does anybody want to call in here? Let me, I can take a couple calls. Let me get it going here. I haven't got it going, so give me a second here to try to get it going, then I'll post the number. Here, let me put this on something here. How about the bird? Bird is a word. I don't know if I have this loaded. Let's just see. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to have to show you something here.
Interesting, near the center of Hurricane Hermine, right before it made landfall Thursday evening in Florida. You know what you're seeing there in the middle of the eye here? This is the eye of the storm where it's pretty quiet, so you wouldn't expect there's going to be any rain there. This is actually birds. Yeah, birds actually showed up in the middle of this hurricane, as they often do. We saw this with Hurricane Arthur a couple years ago. This is a product that shows you how similarly shaped everything is, where you see the red colors, you got a lot of similar things flying around like rain. All this blue stuff here is, you know, a mixture of birds, maybe some feathers flying around. This product shows you what shape things are, okay? And basically when you see these kind of higher colors here, like the purples and the whites, that's when things are more hamburger shaped rather than, you know, vertically shaped. So think about how birds fly. Right? So they're kind of, they would appear more hamburger shaped to the radar. That's why they're showing up like that in there. Very, very interesting stuff.
When we have these earthquakes is the birds. We can see this on radar. So what I want to do here, I'm showing you radar here the last couple of hours. See how it's quiet?
Alright, I'm trying to get the Skype up here. Somebody called in, but it went to my phone. I don't have it up on the computer yet. Hang on here. Alright, where's that? Where's my other tab here? Here, I'll let you know when to call here. I'll post the number. Alright, I think I got it. Alright, so whoever tried to call, let me turn my phone off. So alright, we got you live. Who we talking to?
That's Blue Raven Thomas, and I got a high alert, and they're trying to give a debt. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead. You're good and clear.
Hang on, because my internet's not good. Let me shut off the Roku. I have to keep the Roku streaming and you streaming, Mike, or my internet will disconnect. I need to give a high alert, Mike. If you have a way, hang on, I'm getting feedback.
Just turn your volume down in the background. You should be all right.
Yeah, I did. I have my earphones on. Hang on. Let me make sure.
You're coming in clear here, so if you want.
Okay, the only way I can give this alert out, unless if I have your email, I won't give it in Gmail, because you know Gmail, Google, YouTube is censoring. If you can sign up with Proton Mail, Mike, I'll give you my email. First, email me at oneblueraven@gmail.com, and if you have a Proton Mail, send it to me, and I'll email you through Proton, and then I'll send it encrypted on Proton. It's a high alert. Please pray for a man. MK Ultra, death threats. That's all I could say. I can't give the name out. Just pray for the man. My life is also being threatened. I have to move. And yes, they are killing people with directed energy. They're targeting me every day, directed energy to my head, to my heart. And Blue Raven here, northeastern New Mexico. Thomas here, and my health is not good. I am bleeding in the stomach. I don't know how much longer. I don't know. It's surprising because I've been targeted now for several years, but I don't know how much longer I could take it. My health is really getting really bad, so I'm asking for prayers. And the woman that called you, I was listening the day when that woman called you and gave that prophetic message, and yes, that is coming. They plan on targeting more people, it's going to get a lot worse. Persecution is coming. It's already here.
Yeah, it's already happening for sure.
And that's basically all I have. I just want to say, if you download Signal app, if you have it on a phone, and if you email me, I can text you encrypted, and you can call me encrypted, and I could share more the information and with you using a Signal app. You can use Signal also not just on the phone, on a laptop or a computer, but on a computer or a phone.
You could also just send me.
You can only text.
You could also send me a text here through the Skype. That would also work.
Yeah, but Skype is not secured. It's like Google, so I can't do it really. But I can give you my email. Hang on, yeah. I'll give you my email. And if you could sign up with Proton, send me an email to Proton, and I'll try to send it encrypted. Make sure you got yours encrypted when I send it. Hang on. Let me try to text you my email. Let me see. I forgot. How do you text? Oh, I see. I think on this little...
Yeah, it's got a little messenger. That
hang on.
Should be private messaging. I mean, I know they can watch it, but...
Can you text me? Try to text me, and then I'll try to... Send me just a short little testing text, and I'll send you my Proton mail. And then I'll send it.
All right, I'm going to take...
encrypted to you.
Okay, I'm going to take this call, and then I'll try to text you here. Hang on. All right, we got you live. Give me a second here. Just hang on just 1 second here.
Okay, Mike.
I got to send this a text here. Let me resume his call. Don't hang up. All right, let me try to send you I lost him. All right, I got you back here. We got you online. I lost that last guy. Who are we talking to?
Hey, Mike, Bob Swartout. How are you tonight?
Hey, Bob, what's happening?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just want to enjoy your show, Mike. Want to let you know, keep up the good work. And want to talk a little bit about the ship situation. Seems like it's getting a little bit worse. You know, they're up in the game here. We can definitely see that for sure. I don't remember seeing so many ships out there in the past. I know that before the fire, Northern California, the Paradise Fire there was a lot of shipping action going on. But I think that, you know, this is multifaceted. I think that these ships are producing not only the bunker fuel, probably some version of an unburnt bunker fuel, or a partially burnt bunker fuel, because they can have cam foulers and stuff to, you know, make the engine run poorly to produce more particulate. But also, if we think about the key word is deuterium from the seawater, and talking about multifaceted, if these ships were out there pumping up seawater that has a higher deuterium in it, that can, you know, be very toxic to us as humans, because the seawater is 155 parts per million in deuterium, and we operate best at about 120 parts per million in water. So if we're breathing in, especially breathing in all the seawater, and it's high deuterium, that's also, you know, picking away at our health, not only with the heavy metals and strontium and all the stuff that the planes are spraying, but now we're breathing in this high deuterium. So if you get a chance, take a look at it. Guy's name is Dr. Laszlo Boros, and he talks about it, and he talks about the health effects of it. But I just wanted to drop you a call here, Mike, and let you know what I was thinking on this end. Oh, and one other thing is, somebody posted up on Facebook there, the radars, and I was kind of scrolling through that, trying to work the map like you do, and wow, you know, I saw that all those radars are interconnected, because when that main beam went right across Michigan, whatever that directed beam was, it went pretty much from the Leelanau Peninsula up in northern Michigan, and it looked like it beamed out right across Michigan to Saginaw Bay, which is over on the other side of the state. And when I saw that, in the corner of my eye, I caught all these other radars beaming out at the same time. So give us a little bit of insight on what's up with that, Mike. Are these things all interconnected? Are they running an intranet on these things where all of these radars are interconnected, or what?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I think all this is connected. I'm talking the aerosols that are being deployed. It's all ran by a program. Now, we revealed that program a while back. The company that creates the program, that's why you don't see these planes crash, and that's why they're turning off and on at precise moments. That's why they're flying side by side. Same thing with the ships. This thing is all, you know, part of the Raytheon. They've made all these apps that we use, so everything goes according to the weather plan. It's planned out weeks in advance, and yeah, it's definitely all connected, and it's all multifaceted. It's a eugenics program. It's everything, man. It's to keep on pushing their climate change. It's all about everything. It's all about the New World Order. That's the main thing. But yeah, great info.
Wow. So did you see the Mike? Did you see the super heterodome, or the omnidirectional microwave pulse? I mean, that was bizarre. It was what, like 3 or 4 shows ago or something, 3 shows ago, you showed it, and it must have been the new upgraded radar, the new Doppler system.
Yeah,
that has omnidirectional.
Yeah, you can tell when you're on the.
Go ahead, Mike.
You can tell when you're on the radars if they're upgraded, because you can loop all the different tilts. That's the ones that have been upgraded. They're still working on the one here in Missouri, the next rad, but yeah, they'll be able to do a lot more with them. I mean, they're still not super powerful. They're not like some giant ionospheric heater, but like I said, when you combine them all together, then you're talking, you have a grid. You know, you gotta count the cell phone towers in there. Some of them cell phones probably have the cloud ionizers hooked to them. They're not all just for phone signal. They're for part of the weather grid. Everything's a grid. They want to turn the Earth into a grid. I mean, that's what the ionospheric heaters are for. They're turning the ionosphere into a plasma antenna. You know, they keep launching all these satellites. You know, they say these millimeter waves only travel so many feet. These things travel miles and miles. I had 2 videos where they showed that they traveled around 20 miles, or maybe it was 6 miles. But the videos are gone. I guess I don't have them screen capped, or they're on my other hard drive, but I've been trying to dig them up. But they go much farther than what they say. And they do travel through stuff. They say they don't, but they do.
All right. Well, back to the radar, Mike. It looks like that radar that we keep looking at over there in Nevada, the one that keeps sending the packets.
Oh, yeah.
To the other, it's like a military radar that you can't really see on your screen, but we can see the civilian radar. And then you pointed out, well, these packets keep coming of information, keep coming from the other radar. So it looks like maybe that radar there in Nevada might be part of the main connection for these other radars. I don't know, but it just seems like everything stems from that radar over there. And that one's always sending data back and forth.
Yeah, that one and the few that are down there in California, all the military-based radars are much more powerful, you know, than the local NexRads. But yeah, you can see the frequencies going back and forth. You can't hide it. You know, that's not the bugs and the birds.
Well, so let me ask you a question, Mike. These ships, you know, if I was going to do this program, I guess I would be building the ship to A, pump seawater, B, pump some nasty bunker fuel, and then C, I would have that ship armed with some type of directed energy weapon or some type of a radar system so that it could further manipulate the particulate and the weather pattern. But just think that the more moisture they pump into the air, water's a conductor, and then you put all the particulates in the air along with all that water conductivity, and it just makes for a more fluid control of the system when you have all that connection throughout the whole cloud base or the chem base. What do you think of that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree totally. Yeah, I mean, it's all just like a well-tuned machine, really. I mean, everything you got to remember, Raytheon is probably in charge of all this. DARPA, Homeland Security, the UN. I mean, they're all in on it. You know, if you go to a local NexRad station, there's tons of cars out there. You not only have the National Weather Service people in there, you got military in there, you got private contractors in there, and that's how they get away with a lot of this, because they sub it out to the private contractors, and then there's really not a name on what they're doing.
Right. Well, yeah, I saw some of those radar stations, and you're right. You know, that parking lot's full. And then I started looking at the license plates, and yeah, there's some government in there.
Oh, yeah,
that's
definitely.
for sure. You know, you just look at plates, and you can tell.
That's right. Well, hey, brother, great information. Calling again. I think I'm going to call this a show. I'm tired now. This stuff will get to you.
Oh, I hear you.
Well, hey,
rest easy, Mike, and hi to the wife for me, and give that dog a little kiss for me. That's a cute dog you got there. Over and out, Mike.
Will do. Happy Father's Day, brother. Be safe out there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call this a show. I want to thank everybody out there that helps us out. Thanks. Hides this stuff. So it's up to you guys to help get this shared out and all that stuff. Anyway, God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Much love out there. Let's rise. We got to rise, man. We can't sit back and do nothing. If you can't do nothing, share the information out. Guide people to the light. We're fighting the dark. We need the light to shine bright. Anyway, guys, let's hit the rise. Much love out there. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Here we go. Turn it up.